The silence inside Arya's family estate was heavy, not the kind that comforted, but the kind that warned. Outside, the wind rattled the trees. Inside, her father sat alone in the study reading the same page of a letter for nearly an hour. He wasn't reading. He was reliving. Every mistake. Every sin. Every deal that made him a powerful man and now a helpless father. The knock came at midnight. 3 sharp raps on the old wooden door. Not frantic. Not polite. Cold. Calculated. Commanding. When he opened it, there stood Dominic, the man who had once been a boy in the streets. Now a king of shadows, dressed in black, face unreadable, eyes colder than knives. Arya's father didn't speak. He stepped aside. Dominic walked in like he owned the floor beneath him. His polished shoes barely made a sound, but his presence screamed war. He didn't look around. He already knew the house, knew the secrets, knew the man. He sat at the head of the table and placed a white envelope down in front of Arya's father. "I'm not here for money," Dominic said. "You've already paid enough." He leaned forward. "I want your daughter." The old man flinched, not from fear, but fury. "You think she's a prize?" Dominic's smirk returned, slow and poisonous. "No. She's leverage. You owe me blood. She'll do." In the hallway above, Arya stood barefoot, her hand gripping the railing. She couldn't hear the words, but she saw the shift in her father's face, the kind of shift you only see when a man realizes he's lost before he even begins to fight. She knew Dominic. Everyone knew Dominic. He didn't ask. He took. The meeting didn't last long. Dominic didn't need time to threaten. He gave the old man 3 days. 3 days to decide if his empire was worth more than his daughter. And then he vanished into the night. But fear? Because everyone knew one thing. This wasn't a man. This was the end. Dominic walked out carrying her like a possession. Like a message. Like a warning. And when the church doors slammed behind him, no one dared to follow. Because the devil had made his choice. And Arya's war was just beginning. Fear stayed behind. Arya didn't sleep that night. The next morning, her father came into her room, eyes heavy, voice trembling as he said, "You need to leave the city." She didn't argue. She didn't ask why. She just packed. There was something in her father's voice that she had never heard before. Not just fear or regret. He put her in a car with 2 bodyguards and told the driver, "Don't stop. Not for anything. She is not to be seen. Not to be found." But Dominic was not a man you could run from. He wasn't chasing her. He was waiting for her father to fail. And he did. 3 days later, Arya's father got a call. No name. No number. Just a voice. "She's beautiful," Dominic said. "Even more so when scared. I'll give you one more chance." He hung up before the old man could speak. That night, her father realized something. Dominic didn't want Arya out of desire. He wanted to break her. To break him. So he made a desperate call to a young, wealthy businessman with powerful protection. He arranged a marriage. A shield made of vows. A ring to save a life. Arya stood before the mirror on her wedding day, wrapped in white silk and doubt. The gown clung to her like a cage. The veil a curtain between her and the truth. The groom? A stranger with soft eyes and kind hands, but not the one who haunted her dreams. Not the one she feared. Not the one she remembered from that night. The man with the calm smile. The voice of ice. The one she slapped when he threatened her father. The one she couldn't forget. As she walked down the aisle, something twisted in her chest. The flowers were beautiful. The music perfect. But the silence in her soul screamed louder than the violins. And then the doors exploded open. Every guest froze. Every breath vanished. All heads turned to the man in black. Dominic. His presence sucked the oxygen from the room. His presence sucked the oxygen from the room. He didn't run. He didn't shout. He simply walked. Straight down the aisle. Eyes locked on Arya. The groom stepped forward. Hands raised, brave, foolish. Dominic stopped inches away. Then, without a word, he grabbed Arya by the wrist and threw her over his shoulder. She screamed. The guests gasped. Her father shouted, but no one moved. Because everyone knew one thing. This wasn't a man. This was the end. Dominic walked out, carrying her like a possession. Like a message. Like a warning. And when the church doors slammed behind him, no one dared to follow. Because the devil had made his choice. And Arya's war was just beginning.